Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me. I'm Melissa and welcome back to my channel, Cards by Melissa Minor. So you can see on my desk in front of me, I have this great big stack of layouts. This is everything that I have been working on here recently. Right now, close to my heart's catalog, the July-August catalog is getting ready to come to a close. And so I would like to just take a look back at everything I've created during this time frame. And so we're going to take a walk back down memory lane and look at these layouts. This first layout here, this was using the Cape Cod collection, and I used the Cape Cod scrapbooking stamp and thin cuts. You can see here I used the rock and roll technique on this little crab. That was from the Cape Cod scrapbooking stamp and thin cuts. I also used this little seaweed up here, and then I brought in some of the Cape Cod paperboard and acrylic embellishments. And let's see, I also used the beach party scrapbooking stamp and thin cuts for the flip-flops and the little beach towel. This was a really fun layout. This told the story of when my daughter and I went to the Bahamas. I do have a process video on my YouTube channel that I will link down in the description box below if you would like to find out more details about this layout. This next layout, I also used the Cape Cod collection, and I brought in the digital art collection for the layout on the left, and then I created a grid style layout for the layout on the right. I used some of the July-August mix-in papers. You can see I've used more of the Cape Cod embellishments, some of those acrylic embellishments and some of the paperboard embellishments. You can see those here. Once again, I brought in that beach party scrapbooking stamp set. I used some of the journaling strip stickers, and then this title down here, that was from the Moments That Matter stamp set. And these pictures again were from the trip to the Bahamas, and this was a fun story. After riding 10 miles around the island, my daughter Tatum and I were rewarded with beach time. We really loved Freeport, the Bahamas. I have a process video on my channel for this grid style layout. Here's another layout where I used that Cape Cod collection. Now this one, I have a design space file linked on the process video for this page. I made the title, and I also have this wagon wheel, or I guess it's not a wagon wheel, a boat wheel. I can't remember what you call this, an ulm maybe. But I have that linked in a previous video. And I also have a free sketch download from Scrapbook Generation for this layout, and I really like this one. My son Logan was home to visit, and we went to tour Mark Twain Riverboat. I love to walk along the riverfront, and so I always walk past this riverboat, and it was really fun to actually go on the boat. They played some cheesy music while we were on there, but I think it made it even more fun. And it was a funny story about my son's shirt choice. He had just gotten back from a trip to Hawaii, and when I asked him to dress in neutral colors, he came in his, I believe it was his Hawaiian shirt. Let me read my journaling here. His original shirt choice was black and white checkered, and his other choice was a Hawaiian shirt. So then we finally agreed on this yellow shirt. Yeah, I'm so glad I have the journaling to just remember this story. I love this layout. This is such a beautiful layout. This is a picture of my boyfriend Dale and I, and we are getting close to our 1-year anniversary, but this was back in July. And this was a special that Close to My Heart was running in July. It was called the For Always collection, and it was actually a Bring Back My Pack. And they had this beautiful paper and the stamp set up here. I brought in the fancy doilies thin cuts. I used the sprigs and leaves thin cuts. Now that sold out like right away. Everyone was jumping after that one. I use lots of embellishments that I received, like all these paperboard embellishments. I received those in a VIP bonus bundle that Close to My Heart was running in July, a special. And these were out of the Hope and Kindness die cuts. So this was just a really fun layout, and I love the way this turned out. This was the For Always collection. This layout is not one that's in the July-August catalog, but you know, it's an older pack. I believe it might have been in the previous catalog, but I hadn't shared it before. And so I just wanted to show this one off. There's not a lot of paper on this layout. Again, it was the Hello Darlin collection. The pictures are really the focus of this layout. I used quite a few of the stickers from the sticker sheet. I used some of the paperboard embellishments. Here's some of the acrylic embellishments. I also used the star shaker thin cuts here, and then I did my journaling. This kind of goes in the insert here, and I had some pictures going all different directions, and so I kind of just have this as an insert, and you'll see here this was when my daughter ran, and so I just took a picture of like her watch and her times, and this was kind of fun. So I used some of the embellishments here, and I put some of the embellishments on the outside of the sheet protector instead of on the inside. And here, not only did she run the race, and she came home and rode her bike in the parade, so that was fun. And here's some more pictures, and like I said, they were going different directions, and I thought that was okay. And I love my journaling here. This was back from 2020. Tatum ran her first 15K at the Hannibal Cannibal. She was only 10. She did awesome. Then after running, she came back to Monroe City and rode her bike in the 4th of July parade. I was so proud of her. I'm always proud of her. But these were fun pictures. And I love the way this layout turned out. You can see there's a little stenciling here. Oops, let me turn this around. So there's some stenciling. But again, the star of this layout was really the pictures. This layout was inspired by another talented maker, by Erin Jacobson. She had used these stencils right here, and I really liked how she did that. These stencils are from Stencil Pack 1 of the core catalog. And Dale and I had went to Colorado this summer, and so that little Explorer stencil was just perfect. I really used a hodgepodge of different papers. I believe this might be the Change of Scenery collection, and I think this one might be from the For All Seasons Winter collection. I think there's some mix-ins here. And then these mountains are from the S'more Adventure stamp and thin cuts. And I thought this was so fun to finally get these scrapbooked, but I'd been dying to use this stencil because it puts these little mountains and trees on your page, and so I thought that was perfect. Getting back to papers that are in the catalog, this is using the Cozy Up paper pack, and this little cute stamp here, that is from the Hey Friend stamp set. I also used the Pretty Posies stamp for the title, the You Amaze Me. I've used the July-August mix-ins, and then these dots, and I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but these are the Cozy Up dots. Let me lift this up and see if you can see that. There's like glitter in the dots. So these are my favorite dots that Close to My Heart has, just because they have that glitter. So I really like the way that this layout turned out. And if you'll notice a theme here with a lot of my layouts, I've used a ton of the July-August mix-ins. And what those mix-in papers do is they allow you to stretch the paper collections that are in the catalog, because they blend well with the other collections. Here is a Barbie layout. Now, this doesn't use anything that was in the July-August catalog, but we went to see the Barbie movie this summer, and so I had to put this Barbie page in here. In fact, I think I scrapbooked this like the day after we went to the Barbie movie because I was so excited. And so on this layout, I use the simple serif uppercase thin cuts. So you can see right here, I use the everyday featured attractions stamp set, the moments that matter stamp set, the Lovin' Right Now stamp set. And the Lovin' Right Now stamp set, it's one of my favorites because it has like these little stamps. I love to use that as like filler stamps. I use the In Full Bloom digital art collection that you can use that for the film strips or any other film strip that you may have. And there is a link in my process video for the Barbie Cricut file, the title. And in my layout, I also demonstrate, in my process video, I also demonstrate the ink smooshing technique that I used in the background. So this one turned out super cute. Now this layout is more recent on my channel. This is the pizza layout, and this was really a stash busting layout. But I was excited to get this layout completed because this was part of my summer memories, and it's just fun kind of to use up some of our stash, to use up some of those supplies we have. So in this one, I use the food and memory stamp, which I thought was just perfect for any kind of food layout. I think it's a must-have. I also use the everyday featured attractions stamp. So you can see that here. And I use the buildable tags, which is, again, it's a must-have almost on every layout. And the paper collection is from Fresh Paint. And the last time I checked, it was still available on the website. It was limited quantities, but you could still get this. I just thought that this checkered, reminded me of like the retro style pizza. And then the pizzas are absolutely amazing. And those are from the Fresh Paint Digital Art Collection. And you can get the art collection, the digital art collections are available on the website at any time. So those are something, they're very inexpensive and they're a great way to add to your collections. I do have a process video on my channel for this layout, and in that process video I show you how to print your journaling on the clear Avery labels, which I've done here. Now I have a couple 8.5 by 11 pages, and this is a new YouTube series that I started. You'll notice that most of my scrapbook pages are not in chronological order. I just kind of scrapbook whatever I'm inspired to scrapbook at the moment, but I am trying to scrapbook my daughter's high school years or high school memories in chronological order. So as events happen, I plan to scrapbook those. And my goal is to present my daughter a scrapbook album at the end of each year. So I want to make a freshman book, a sophomore, a junior, and a senior book, and so that she'll have one for each of those years. And so I started her freshman album, and so like I said, I do have a series on my channel that I have just started. So if you're interested in that, I will link that down below. So on this one, I used an 8.5 by 11 sketchbook that I purchased from the creative design team. It made putting this layout together so easy. Again, I used those July-August mix-ins. I used the Moments That Matter stamp set. I used the Life's a Hoot card making stamp set for the splatters mainly. Any splatter stamp would work here, but I really like that one. I used the orange and yellow dots. And I used the layered flowers thin cuts. Those are also still available. Those are my absolute favorite flowers to have. And then I added some of the Christmas red stickles to the center just to give it a little color. I did not use Close to My Heart does have a baseball with heart stamp, and I had planned to use that, but then I found these little softballs in my stash. But I think that this layout could easily be interchanged with either like the baseball with heart stamp set, or if you have a football player, or they have so many different sports stamps that you could easily mix this layout up and use one of those other stamp sets. So So I just love the way this one turned out. And then here is another layout. This one is all about freshman orientation. I did a lot of stash busting on this one. This was my back to school layout for August. I do have a process video where I walk through how to create a print and cut title in Design Space. And I also show you how to use the RGB and the hex codes. And you can use those codes, if you don't know what those are, you can use those codes to match your close to my heart colors. So the red that is on here actually matches the candy apple, and the blue that's on here actually matches the blue that is on the layout. So that is fun to do, so you'll have to check that video out if you haven't already. I used the July-August mix-ins, and I used the Smarty Pants paper pack. It was still also available on the website, but it was low quantity, so it may no longer be available. I used the Love Story stamp and thin cuts for this little piece of paper. It's one of my favorite stamps, just for like journaling, just because I love that little notebook paper look. I used the New Beginning stamp and thin cuts for these little tabs, and I noticed it was on the sale. It was on the clearance, so you'll have to check that out. And then I did use my Cricut and cut out some lockers to add to this page. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. You'll have to leave me a comment down below. Let me know which layout that I've shown today, which one is your favorite. And if you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, it really helps my YouTube channel out if you would do something as simple as just subscribing to my videos. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.